Hi, I'm Deborah Stengel, founder of Sedona Soul Adventures and international best-selling author of The Journey to Happy, coming to you again from incredibly beautiful Sedona, Arizona, and I'm so happy you're here with me again. Many of you know that I was a divorce attorney for 20 years in Omaha, Nebraska, and then I came to Sedona for the first time 20 years ago and changed my life and moved here to Sedona and started Sedona Soul Adventures. Since then, our couples retreats have saved so many marriages and put the sizzle back in so many more. And it's interesting to me, this kind of instant karma that's happened, where I've had 20 years of divorcing people and now 17 years of helping people stay together. After so many years of working with couples, I've seen that there are so many patterns that keep on happening over and over again. And they're not the things that you necessarily read about in books or magazines. So I'm putting together a checklist for you. These are the things that I see as the most insidious things that can cause relationship problems and lead to problems. So think about these and think about yourself. And think about yourself within the relationship. Do you respect your partner, and does he or she respect you? There's a big difference between feeling a crazy kind of love for someone and really respecting them. Do you respect your partner? Do you feel like your partner respects you? If you don't, that's the kind of thing that can lead to problems. Do you give each other the benefit of the doubt? If you have a healthy respect for each other, then naturally you're going to give each other the benefit of the doubt. You're going to trust each other when things get rough. You're quicker to forgive those little transgressions because you hold your partner in such high esteem. Do you like each other? This may seem almost the same as respect, but it isn't. You can like someone and not respect them because you don't think that they have high values. And similarly, you can know someone who has extremely high values and not like them. Do you actually like your partner? Do you think they're a good person? Do you enjoy hanging out with them? Last year I spoke with a man who was totally surprised that his wife had left him and filed for a divorce. And then when I spoke with him a little more deeply, I discovered that they hadn't gone on vacation together for the last 5 years of their marriage because it was so unpleasant to go on vacation together. Okay, if you don't even want to be around each other to go on vacation, there's a problem. If you don't like hanging out with your partner, there's a problem. If the thought of being with your partner at 80 years old makes you wince, then you've got a problem. Now, if you like to hang out with your partner, that means that you're going to have a good chance of making it through the tough times and the bad times, and that's a really good sign. Do you fight fair? The way that you disagree with each other says so much about your relationship. There are some psychologists and psychiatrists who say that they can predict with incredible accuracy what's going to happen with a relationship just by observing the two people arguing. So how do you argue? When you disagree, do you stick to the subject, or do you find yourself bringing up other issues that don't have anything to do with what you're talking about? Do you find yourself saying things like, "You always do this," or "You never do this"? Fighting about something that is not the current issue is not playing fair and brings up huge amounts of resentment. Resentment is poison to a relationship. You can disagree and have an argument, but still come from the basic love that you have for each other. Being respectful while you disagree, really listening and trying to understand the other person's perspective and sticking to the subject can actually bring you closer as a couple. Can you really talk to each other? Does your partner get you? Can you talk to them about pretty much everything and have it be okay? Do they know all the little weirdnesses about you, but they still love you anyway? Do you feel safe opening up to them, or do you hide things from them? I spoke to a man over a year ago, and he was telling me I go along to get along. He never opens up to his wife. He never tells her how he's really feeling. He wanted to do a couples retreat, and she didn't. So it didn't happen, and he just called a few weeks ago, and of course, things are much worse because it's been another year, and things just always get worse if you don't do anything. And they're at such a point now where they can't communicate at all. It's so important for your partner to feel safe. If they feel like they have to hide their feelings from you, that is when things are going down the tubes. They need to feel safe. They need to feel loved. And it's a two-way street. You both have to feel that way with each other. Otherwise, one or both of you is going to completely shut down, and that's when the love starts to stop. Are financial issues a problem? This can show up in a number of ways, and lots of books and magazines talk about this, but they only seem to talk about when there's not enough money. There's also a lot of issues that go on. Is one of you a spender and one of you not? That can create all kinds of trouble. We're also seeing more and more situations where the woman is making more money than the man, and that is creating a huge amount of imbalance. Sometimes it creates resentment, and when people aren't talking about it and haven't made agreements with each other, that can cause huge issues in the relationship. Money issues can be a hot button for many people and usually have a deep connection back to childhood. Think about how your parents did money. If that's something that you're seeing in your own relationship, that's something you need to look at. And all of these things, not communicating, having different kind of spending or saving patterns, those are the things that can create the problems. It's usually just the tip of the iceberg for other issues that are beneath the surface. Now, if money isn't an issue in your relationship, what's wonderful is that means that everything's flowing and you can enter into abundance on all the areas of your life, emotionally and spiritually. It means that everything is flowing as it should be. Do you have each other's back? I attended a couples workshop in Sedona over 20 years ago, and during the workshop at one point it was very emotional, and one of the men said to his wife, "I've got your back." And that touched me so deeply. And when we all went off, in a few hours the women went off and the men went off, and when the women got together, we were all talking about, some of us through tears, that we had never felt that from our partner. It was really an emotional experience. And I'm sorry to say that I see that all the time, where the other person doesn't have the other person's back. When you do have that, I feel like it's the secret sauce of the relationship. That deep level of trust, knowing that your partner will be there for you no matter what, for better or for worse, for richer or poorer, in sickness and in health, until death does you part. It's like a rare exotic flower that needs to be loved and cultivated and cared for. And it's so funny because the woman who was doing that couples workshop 20 years ago is my dear friend Ranjita, and many of you who have done a soul adventure have done sessions with her, and you know how wonderful she is. And she's also a minister, and she officiated at the wedding of Richard and I last year, along with one of my other dear friends, Yana. And it was a complete surprise to both of us that in the middle of the ceremony, she inserted this part where she had us stand back to back to each other and to profess and vow that we would always hold each other's backs, that we would always be there for each other. It was really moving and very sweet. My prayer for you is that all of your answers to the above questions were the right answers, that you have fabulous communication, you can be completely honest with each other, and there are no hidden agendas or resentments. If that's not the case, then I would urge you to do something, and do something very soon, because in my experience of working with clients all these years, all that happens is things get worse. It's like milk. Once it starts to curdle, it just gets worse and worse, and then you have to throw it out. And when it's something like your relationship or your marriage that you have to throw out, that's just too painful. We had a couple who came here a while back, and before they came, the husband kept telling us, it's all her, it's all her. And we told him at least 4 times before they came that usually it's not just one person, it's usually a combination of the two of you. And we had spoken with her and already gotten kind of an idea of what was going on. But he kept saying no, he wanted us to fix her. So they got here, and after we did some clearing sessions with them in his own private clearing session, all of a sudden he burst out into tears and he said, "Oh my God, it's not her, it's all me." It's all me. I'm the one being judgmental. I'm the one wanting her to change. I'm the one wanting her to be someone else. And then he started saying, and I'm seeing this is just how it was with my mother. My mother was judgmental with me and always wanted me to be different. So when he got that, what a huge breakthrough for both of them. They came back into a love they hadn't felt for each other in years. And they even did a recommitment ceremony in Sedona. And then the best part was they came back not too long ago to do another soul adventure. And this time what they wanted to do was to really spice it up even more. When you've got the love and the trust and the spice, you've got it all. And even if your answers feel like the wrong answers, they're not. This doesn't mean your relationship is over. This is valuable information that's showing you where you need to put your attention. You just need to do it now while there's still time to salvage the relationship. And definitely the best way to do that is by doing a couples retreat here in Sedona. There is hope. We see it all the time. One of our angel guides will talk with each of you separately and really get an idea of what's going on, what's happening, what you want to have happen. And then they'll custom design a retreat that's perfect for the two of you, where you'll be working in private, not in groups, because we find that the privacy part of couples working together is so important to bring you back into the love and connection that you're craving. I hope this helped. And if you got value from this video, please take the time to like it, share it with someone in your life who you think might get something out of it, and subscribe to our channel. And if you want an even more direct path to healing your relationship, then go to SedonaRetreatGuide.com and get your complimentary copy of the Sedona Guide to Couples Retreats today. Or if you'd like to talk to someone about doing a retreat that's custom designed for the two of you, call us at 928-204-5988. You can have the life and the relationship you want. I know it.